On a winter bus, a driver clamps a stroller in the doors, snapping a child's. A hospital tech steps in, blocks the route, and pays out of pocket to get the mother and child to a clinic, risking her job. The small act exposes the stack of fines and threats the mother carries and nudges quiet changes in how people around them move and help. Just a quick note before we begin, hit like, share this with a friend, and subscribe for more. Also, let me know in the comments which country you're watching from. It always amazes me how far these stories travel. The front door of the Route 12 bus clamped on the stroller wheel with a rubbery smack. Air hissed. A thin, clear tube snapped off the little boy's face. He coughed, small and sharp. The driver's voice cut through the heater roar. Fold it, or get off. I'm not a moving daycare. He stood, big hands on the metal bar, and reached for the stroller handles like it was a cart to be shoved. The woman holding it said, "Please, oxygen." But her voice got lost in the noise. The tube dangled. The boy's lips went pale. People stared at their phones. The floor smelled like wet wool and salt. Lena had 2 stops left before the hospital. She knew the timing, badge in by 6:58, or she'd get another point. One more point meant she was done. 3 weeks on probation had no slack. Her glove left damp marks on the seat as she pushed up, heartbeat tight in her mouth. She saw the tank strapped to the stroller, green metal scraped. The gauge needle sat near red. The boy's chest soared. The woman's hair was partly out of a braid. Her coat was clean, but stretched at the sleeves. She looked past Lena as if there was a rule book printed in the air, and she had already failed it. Lena moved into the aisle and hit the yellow strip by the door. The chime pinged. "Stop," she said. Not loud, but shaped like a block. "He's on oxygen." The driver pulled back a little but kept his stance. His badge hung off his jacket. He had razor burn and a tired jaw. "Fold the stroller," he said. "We got rules. We're late." Lena set her bag on the floor and knelt. Her knees ached on the ridged rubber mat. She found the tube end by feel, cold and slick, and clicked it back to the T under the boy's nose. He flinched, then eased a touch. She turned the flow knob to 3. "It has to stay open," she said to the woman. Then to the driver, "He can't sit without it attached." The woman nodded like her neck hurt. "They told me to keep it on," she whispered. Her hands shook on the stroller handles. "He gets worse in the cold." The driver reached for the loop cord. His eyes cut to the clock on the dash. "Mom, you're supposed to fold it," he said again, softer. "If we crash, that thing turns into a projectile." "Then kneel the bus and let us strap it," Lena said. She stood and moved toward the front. She tapped the little blue disability light by the dash. "You got a ramp and belts. Use them." He looked at her like she had stepped into his booth, which she had. "You can't be up here," he said. "Sit down. You want me to call this in?" "Call it in," she said. Her hands buzzed. She slid her transit card from her pocket and tapped it to the reader again. "I'll pay her fare. I'll fold it if you've got belts." She glanced back. "Can I touch it?" The woman nodded. Lena unlatched the stroller's back hinge with a hard pop, then restrapped the tank against the seat in a tighter hold. The boy watched her with glassy eyes. "Some of us got work," a man in a navy suit said from the middle, not looking up. Someone sighed, long and loud. A phone came up in a hand and held there, red light on. The driver grabbed his mic. "Dispatch, this is 1207 at State and 3rd. We got a non-compliant passenger with a stroller and a rider interfering. Delay 5. Lena looked at the clock and did the math. Even if he moved now, she'd miss the badge in. Her stomach went hollow. "If you put her off, I'm getting off with her," she said. "I'll make sure they get there." "Then get off," he said. It came out more tired than mean. He rubbed his knee, then hit the door switch. The bus hissed. "Come on," Lena said to the woman. "We're getting out." "Hold him, I got the tank." She lifted the green cylinder with both hands. It was heavier than it looked. The metal bit through her gloves. The woman eased the stroller down the steps. Careful with the nose. The boy's breath came steady now through the clear prongs. They were on the sidewalk in a slice of wind. The bus closed its mouth and pulled away, big and slow. The suit stared through the window like they were background. Lena's ears burned. "What stop?" Lena asked. Her breath smoked. The woman seemed smaller outside the bus. "Children's clinic on 9th, she said. "He has a test. They said if I miss today, we go back to the end of the list." Lena opened her ride app with stiff fingers. The price blinked higher because of the hour. She didn't look at it long. "I'll get you there," she said. "Can you hang on 5? Lena slid her hoodie from under her coat and draped it over the boy's legs. He stared at the drawstrings. "I can pay you back," the woman said. "I have cash at home. Don't worry." Lena said, I'll file for late at work. It's fine. It wasn't fine, but it was true enough for now. The little car on her screen snaked closer. She called the hospital and got a machine, then the operator, then a line that rang. "I'm delayed," she said when her supervisor picked up. "Transit thing. I can send a pic if you need." Silence, then a clipped, "That's another point, Lena," and the click of a keyboard. "You know the policy." "I know," Lena said. She ended the call and watched the map. The clear tape by the boy's cheek had started to lift. Lena pulled a small roll of medical tape from her bag. It lived there, out of habit. She tore 2 neat strips with her teeth and pressed them down. The boy blinked slow. "You know how to do this," the woman said. It wasn't a question. "I clean instruments," Lena said. "We tape a lot of lines." "What's his name?" "Leo," the woman said. Her voice found a little shape around the name. "I'm Anna." She unwound a fabric strap from her wrist and tied back the broken braid, hands still shaking. The wind flipped the top of Anna's tote bag open. Paper edges stuck out. Lena saw the top line of one. "Non-compliant citation, amount due $75. Reason," stroller unfolded. Another had thick black print. "Past due home oxygen rental will be repossed Friday." A third had an appointment time in big letters. 9:00 a.m. pulmonary function test. "I keep them all in one place so I don't forget," Anna said, catching the corners. Eyes wet but not spilling. "It's a lot of papers." Lena nodded. She didn't say anything fit for the size of those letters. She shifted the tank to her other hand and checked the gauge again. Still low but holding. The rideshare car rolled up, winter grey with salt streaks. The driver leaned his elbow on the window. "You Anna?" he asked, voice muffled. "Yeah," Anna said. She moved to lift the stroller. "I got it," Lena said. Between them, they fit the stroller into the trunk and set the tank beside it with towels wedged as bumpers. She buckled Leo into the back seat and looped the tube around the headrest so it wouldn't pull. The driver watched with the blank patience of someone paid by the minute. Lena tipped through the app with her thumb. "You'll get there," she told Anna. "Call the clinic if you're close. They'll hold the slot if they know you're coming." Anna's eyes met hers. They were the color of wet coffee. "Thank you," she said. "Plain." She cupped Lena's hoodie over Leo's legs. "I'll bring this back," she added, as if the hoodie meant more than the ride. "Keep it," Lena said. "It's clean." The car pulled away, slow on the icy patch by the curb. Leo's mitten waved once, unsteady. The back window fogged where his face was. Then the car turned. Lena stood on the sidewalk, empty-handed except for her card and the strap of her bag biting her shoulder. The street noise came back up. A delivery truck beeper, a radio, a pigeon's hollow wings. She walked back toward the route. Another bus came in 8 minutes, but she already knew the day had split. A hard worry clicked in her head, adding up dollars and points and how many weeks until permanent. She set it aside like a dish in a rack and watched for the bus. When the next 12 pulled up, the driver lowered the ramp without anyone asking, just in case. Lena boarded and sat in the back, face hot from the cold. No one looked at her. No one needed to. The bus moved. At work, the point went into the system. The supervisor didn't say her name when she passed the washer, just "on time tomorrow." Lena nodded and started on trays that clinked like small bells. In her locker, she put a folded transit receipt and a note to herself: tape, spare gloves, extra card. She added a second roll of medical tape to her bag. The note rode there like a thin promise. 2 mornings later, Lena saw the same route posted a new decal inside. It wasn't glossy yet, just laminated paper with crooked tape. Updated: strollers with attached medical equipment may remain open when secure. Please use priority area. There was a little star by the bottom with a number to call. She caught the driver from that day in the mirror. Same jaw, different thermos. He leaned out at stops and looked, really looked, before he shut the doors. At one, he saw a cane near the curb and waited the extra beat. He didn't see her. He didn't have to. On the train platform after work, a teenager in a red hoodie pulled out a small roll of tape to fix his backpack strap. It was medical tape. He kept it in his pocket like it had always been there. He saw her looking and grinned, quick and shy, then went back to his music. In the hospital lobby, the security guard propped the door open with his shoulder for a dad pushing a stroller with a deep purple blanket. "Priority lane today," he said. "Easy." Lena pushed a cart past and heard the soft cough of a baby settling. That night, on the bus home, Lena found a round sticker on her sleeve she hadn't noticed before. It was the size of a quarter, pale blue, with a cartoon lung in the middle and the word "Brave" in block letters. It must have come off Leo's jacket when she leaned in to tape the line. She pressed the edge down with her thumb and watched the city lights slide by, each one a small, steady thing against the dark.